I'll ask you a question. You have to answer, enthusiastically. I also have a rosary here. The people in the front row they suffer for the others, okay? I'll ask you a question. Don't be shy and just, so here we go. What is this thing? Yeah, it's a pen. She's interested in answering correctly because she's in the front row. Question: if a dog came in here from that door, if a small puppy dog came in here, and I whistled to it, and I said, and I waved this thing in front of the puppy dog, what will they do? Yeah, they will chew on it. Do they see this object as a pen? No, they don't. They see it as something to chew on, right? They see it as a chew toy. This sounds like basic questions, but they are important. And they are $200 million questions, really, seriously. And not just money, I mean relationships. You can have extraordinary relationships at work and in your private life forever, if you understand these things. Who's right, the dog or the person? I think you can say both, and I think that's a really good answer, okay? The dog sees it as something to chew on. The human sees it as a pen. It is validly both a chew toy and a pen. There was only one guy in Florida in all of 30 years who insisted that it was a pen. And it couldn't be a chew toy, and that the dog was wrong, And I'm sure the dog thinks we are foolish not to take advantage of the delicious taste, anyway, they're both right. Now here comes the important question, okay? This is the deep question, and this is the basis of what I would like to share with you for 2 nights, okay? If I put this object here on this table, and if all the people leave the room, and then if all the dogs leave the room, at that time, is it a pen or something to chew on? Which one? This is the universal answer. Every country, they will say, I guess that's universal. I don't know why. But there's some gestures that aren't universal. I've learned that. But I was in Brazil and I did some gesture and that was the wrong one. But yeah, it's neither one. At that time it's not a pen yet until the human walks back in. And it's not a chew toy until the dog walks in. Left by itself with no people and no dogs around, at that time, it's neither one yet. It's neither one yet. It has the, it has the potential to be either one. If the human returns or if the dog returns, it will become that. If they both walk back in, it will become both at the same time, and there will be 2 realities in the room. Parallel realities going on. But so long as there are no observers in the room, then for that long, this thing is, then that's the Buddhist term is emptiness. That's the meaning of emptiness. So I had this thing when I first got to the monastery. I'm this guy, I'm like a young hippie from Phoenix. And somebody gave me a photo today of my rock and roll band in high school. I haven't seen it for like 40 years. It's pretty funny. So that was me, and I go to India, And then I got to the monastery and I said, I want to study here. Na Sangye Go. I learned some Tibetan. It means, I want a Buddha. I want a Buddha. And then they said, okay, you can come. And then they gave me this tiny little cell. I could touch the walls with my hands, And they said, until you get to be a more senior monk, you can stay here, So I went in this tiny room, and the beds are all Tibetan size. See, Tibetans are all like 5 feet tall. So I used to sleep with my legs curled up. Nowadays they put me in the penthouse hotel in Beijing, and I still sleep curled up in the corner of this huge bed, So then the Lama said, okay, do you understand how to meditate? And I thought, oh yeah, I know. Then he said, do you know about emptiness? I said, I know. Later he gave me a nickname. He didn't call me Mike, he called me Mr. I know. That was my name in the monastery for like 25 years. I know. Hey, I know. Get me a cup of tea. So he said, okay, meditate about emptiness. Then I'll ring the bell and you come up and see me. He had a bell. I was like the dog. He had a bell. So he would ring his bell. I lived with the same Lama for 25 years. Old, cranky, old school Tibetan Lama. Great scholar. So I sat down and I meditated about emptiness, and I closed my eyes and I said, everything is black. Just black. Everything is black, black, black. Then I heard the bell, ding, 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 run upstairs. Then when you come into a Lama's room, you have to knock, and they say, sho. Sho means come, dog. It's the word you use for a dog. It's a sho. Then you come in, and you have to get down on your knees, which I won't do, okay? And then you have to slurp. I don't know why. You have to go, it's like respect, to show respect to the Lama, and in Tibet. And then he said, did you meditate? I said, yeah. What did you meditate about? Emptiness. What's emptiness look like? I said, you close your eyes, everything is black. He said, that's emptiness? I said, yes. He said, that's kukpa. Kukpa. I said, what's kukpa mean, Lama? He says, idiot. You go try again. Then I said, don't worry, I know. I read a book. In America about emptiness. Then I went back to my room, closed my eyes. I watched my thoughts go through my mind and try not to think them. Just watch them. They would start over near my ear and go over near my cheek and kind of go out. And I would watch my thoughts go and then not attach to them and not think about them. Then I heard the bell. Ding, ding, ding. Run up. Did you meditate? Yes. About what? Emptiness. What's emptiness? Close your eyes. Don't think about anything. If a thought comes, just follow it until it fades away. He said, that's emptiness? Yes. Shintukupa. Oh, what? Lama, what's a Shintukupa? Extremely idiot. Then I tried a third time. The third time I tried to, what is that? I tried to think everything was an illusion. Everything's an illusion, nothing matters. Don't feel good, don't feel bad, just be neutral. I thought like that. He called me up. He says, what's emptiness? I said, don't feel good, don't feel bad, don't think about anything. Don't feel happy if someone kisses you, don't feel sad if someone hits you. Just neutral. He said, that's a Shindunine Kupa. Then I said, what's that? He says, a super idiot. You are a super idiot, So then, what is emptiness? What is meditation? It's that by itself, this is not a pen. Okay? You agreed, right? By the way, this is a trick in Tibetan debating. We debate 4 or 5 hours a day, okay, for 25 years. So the trick is to lull the opponent. Oh, didn't we agree that if I put the thing here and the people went out and the dogs, didn't you all nodded at that point, didn't you? And then you have to say, yeah, because you did. Anybody want to unnod? No, it's true. I mean, it is true. By itself, it's not a pen. Or else the dog would see it as a pen. They would pick it up. They would write a poem to their dog girlfriend. You have a nice tail, or something. You see, but they don't. They don't have. They don't see it that way. So why? Then the big question. By the way, this also applies to real estate investments in Manhattan. Okay, the building you saw, it's a 12-story building in Tribeca. At the time we bought it, it was a disaster area. And we made millions and millions of dollars off that. We bought it for $5 million. Reagan paid for it. And Dinkins, the mayor of New York. And we didn't pay electricity. And basically free. And now it's Saatchi & Saatchi is next door. And now it's one of the prime areas in New York. So what I'm talking about, the pen applies to real estate, and it applies to business, and it applies to your wife or husband. Okay. So it's not just a pen. If I see a pen, why do I see a pen? And if the dog sees something to chew on, why? Because if we can answer that, we could make a real estate investment, right? And make a lot of money, you see? Why do I see a pen, you see? And the answer, according to ancient wisdom, is that there's a seed in my mind. I have a seed in my mind. And then that seed opens. When Geshe Michael goes like this, slow motion, right? Slow-mo, Geshe Michael goes like this. And he says, what is this? And then you see a pen, right? According to this thinking, there's a seed in your mind for a pen. And that seed, as I extend my hand, in the same instant, that seed opens in your own mind. And actually a picture of a seed, a small picture of a seed comes out of that, a pen. A small picture of a pen comes out of your mind, and your mind puts it on this object. And the dog has a different seed in their mind, and a different picture arises in their thoughts, and a different picture comes out. And a picture of a good real estate investment in a bad area of New York. Tribeca was the worst area in New York. Now it's the meat packing district, right? It's hot. It's really hot now. The real estate is crazy. How do you see opportunities like that? How do you know something's going to happen, right? How do you know that a certain area is going to be worth 10 times more in 5 years? How do you know those things? If you have a seed in your mind, you can know those things. And if you don't, then you'll probably chew on it, okay? No, I'm not kidding, okay? Everything, according to ancient Tibetan idea, is coming from your own mind. But not randomly. You can control the process, okay? Is this a real pen? Yes or no? Is it? Yeah, it's real. I have this joke. I say, anybody who thinks it's not real, come up here, I'll give you a mustache. You know, like you can have a Hitler mustache, a Saddam Hussein mustache, anyone you want. You know, of course it's real. Is it coming from your mind? Yes. If it wasn't coming from your mind, then the dog would see a pen. Get it. You must get that, okay? And it's true. It's true. It is coming from your mind. If it's not coming from your mind, then the dog would see a pen. So in the monastery, somebody will say, it's coming from my mind, but it's still real. I can still write with it. And they get a rosary from the Lama. They say, the last word comes out of their mind, out of their mouth. They say, it's coming from my mind, but it's still real. Then they say, what's wrong? What did I say wrong? Lama will say, it's not real even though it comes from your mind. It's real because it comes from your mind. Say it right. Say it correctly. It's not real even though it comes from your mind. It's real because it comes from your mind. And nothing that didn't come from your mind could be real. Okay? There's nothing in the world that doesn't come from your mind which is real. Okay? Everything that's real, that works. Real estate investments, real estate investments. They also come from your mind, and that's what makes them real. And you can control them, and then you can have a comfortable life, material life. You can donate money to many causes. You can help many people. Then the question is very simple. But by the way, we will take a break, okay? But I got to get the basic stuff in before the break in case somebody runs away. The big question then is simply becomes, how do I plant a seed? You see, how do I plant a seed? How is a seed planted in the mind? Because then I could garden the next 6 months of my life. I could purposely plant seeds for financial independence. I could make my husband more affectionate. I could return my wife's interest in intimacy. I could fix my bad back. I could make my household more peaceful. And my own mind, your thoughts also are arising from seeds in your mind. Your own thoughts are also coming from seeds. And you can change the capacity of your mind, okay? You can learn foreign languages. You can play upright bass after never playing it in your whole life. Just pick it up and play it. You see, you can do cool stuff if you know how to plant seeds. So here's how you plant a seed, okay?